Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to F1 2020 here for round 17 of season 2 of FTR. We're getting close to the end of the championship now, obviously 22 races in season 2, and we are currently on the hunt for P2 in the championship. P1 is long gone at this point. Alex has got that pretty much sealed in the bag, so my teammate will be winning that either this episode or next episode, depending on how he does. And yeah, we're just trying to do the best we can. It is still possible that we can lose P2 to Websy, Daisy and FTRC Night. Currently we sit P3 in the standings, quite a few points behind Websy, so hopefully we're going to claw a lot of that back in this episode. But here we're coming to the end of quali. We tried to do a lap on the mediums in this short qualifying session, but unfortunately it only got us P10. So I decided to go out on the softs. I don't remember whether I was planning to do a 1 or a 2 stop, because this race is currently like 2 months old, because I've just had no time to actually get around to recording it. But anyway, we're going to be either committing to the 2 stop or a really long 1 stop, but we'll have to see once we actually get into the race. So far it's been a relatively decent lap. Bahrain isn't a particularly good track for myself, it's not really that enjoyable, but hopefully we could just put in a solid performance here. We do have some pretty quick people in this lobby. There is one of them, AMS Placky, who is just far too quick for this league. He came in, I think it was this race was his first race, and yeah, he's just insanely quick. He's much faster than my teammate Evo and Daisy, so he's going to be tough competition. But as we come across the line for our final lap, it is a 25.3. which gets us P4 provisionally. I expect to lose out though, because there are some cars behind us, and as you can see there's quite a lot of AMS drivers in. Sort of a big game of migration as Evo Freezy moves up to P3. I believe the majority of the top 10 will be starting on the softs, so we're not going to lose out too much strategy wise, as Lorne is the last person to cross the line and he stays P7. So we're starting P5, so it's a pretty decent position, as Dacey's actually the only one in the top 10 who starts on the mediums. So he could be one to watch out for later on in the race. As you can see, Placky there being ridiculously quick, my teammate getting P2, so he could be for a good chance of winning this race, although it is going to be quite tough. Choosing our strategy now, I'm going to be doing soft, medium, soft, as you don't really want to be running double mediums, as you can get away with the softer or the softest strategy. Plus you don't really want to be running soft hards. It's far too takes far too much life out of your tyres, so I'm trying to say the stints are far too long for it to actually work. But we're going to start the formation lap, and we're going to line up for the start of the race, which we are doing now. 15 people in this race, it's currently P5, 29 laps ahead of us. Let's see if we can get a good result, as it's 5 flights and away we go. We get a pretty mediocre start, pretty crap compared to fairly behind us, and we've lost position. As we head to turn 1, we decide to go up the inside as the space opens up for us. We want to take it quite cautiously though, we don't want to be chipping off any front wing too early, and unfortunately as we went to the inside we did get pinched, so we've lost a position to Lorne, which we'll hopefully try and get back on the run into turn 4. Hopefully go up the inside here, which we may be just able to do. There's a little bit of space, so give him a little bang on the wheels. I run wide, but unfortunately he has the muffler run around the outside, but then he persists to look up in the next corner, so maybe we'll get him go down to this next right hander. We have a little look, but nothing really doing there, as Evo Freezy and who's ahead fairly getting quite close for comfort. Dacey's already made his way into P8, so a pretty good start from him on those mediums. Definitely going to be one to watch out for after about lap 5, when these softs really start to die off. We're just following Lorne here. He's looking quite slow behind fairly, maybe running a bit more downforce than what I am. I believe I'm running 2.8 or even 1.8 for the race, I can't remember, as I was more thinking about the ERS and top speed rather than the actual cornering ability of the car in the race. And maybe that'll help us, but we'll have to see. Well, it's definitely going to help us, just not in the way that I wanted it to. As Placky at the moment hasn't really pulled away from my teammates, so it's good to see Alex is staying with him. And as you can see here on lap 3, guess what's back? The fun police have returned, and we've disconnected. So yeah, it's been a while since we've had that, but it hasn't gone away. I cannot tell you how excited I am to move out of this accommodation I'm in at the moment, because it is just, I don't know whether it is directly Codemasters, but I think it's to do with the Wi-Fi type that's here. But anyway, we rejoin a lap later. We're down in P14 because, you know, fun. Luckily that's going to be our last disconnect of the race, and I actually believe that's going to be our last disconnect of the season, as we have finished season 2 at the moment. We've actually started season 3 at the point I'm recording this. So yeah, I can't remember if we have any more. If we have any more, then hey ho, surprise. So anyway, we get to P13 as a spite of Bastinator pitting, and Chris now pits very early, so it looks like he's going to be doing the 2-stop too. We're going to be pitting, I think, lap 8, as at this point you can see on the mini map. We're going to be pitting lap 9 actually. We're going on to the hard, so I think I'm going to try and do the 1-stop just because of the time lost. As you can see, we're just about under a pit stop behind my teammate. As we go to the pits on lap 9 now, we're going to be putting on the hard compound tyres. Yeah, it's not really been the start I wanted. Disconnecting, losing all those positions. There was no way I was going to catch up to my teammate. I reckon a top 5, maybe a top 4 would have been on the cards without that disconnect, at least. But we'll have to see. Maybe there's a late safety car and we can claw something back. But currently we're residing in P12, which is rather vexing. It's going to be P11 because Uso Fish had an incident and he's into the pits now, so that's another free position for us. Chris doing the 2-stop ahead, that's going to be another free position as he's going to stop. Websy's in, and this is crucial. I'm really mostly focusing on Websy at this point, as he is the closest threat to me in the drivers, or I'm the closest threat to him, whichever way you want to look at it. And currently we are outscoring him. It's only 1 point, but the predicament here is I need to be scoring more points, because even if Websy doesn't score, if I don't score either, or if I score minimal points, it's going to severely hamper. It's basically going to be a race lost, and I really can't afford to do that because I've missed legitimately 5 races this season for not being here, and a couple of ones I haven't scored points in through no fault of my own or minimal points. So it's been a very vexing season as we get past Lucky Slevin there. Making our way up the field, as you can see, there is a massive air gap now as Chris pits on lap 17, or on lap 16 going on to 17. There's a big air gap. We lost 10 seconds to Lawn during my little shenanigans. Is on lap 22 here. Nothing much has really happened, but up front we actually have a spinner. It's a Ferrari, and that is the Ferrari of Ivo Freezy. So that's going to be a free position for us. Sort of flashbacks to him maybe making a last lap chart, and no, he retires on track. Which would have been a penalty, but I didn't submit anything. Not really bothered about Evo, I just forgot to submit anything. So that's a free position for us. In P7, currently Websy's P9, but he does have a 3-second penalty, so if someone can get a bit closer to Websy, that'll be a lot of help at this point. We got P6 through somebody pitting. I can't remember who that was. As we have what looks to be another retirement potentially on track, as there is a yellow flag, and there we go, there is a full course caution coming out, and you're going to hear some calamities on the radio at the moment. My teammate was so close to not being able to make it into the pits. Placky as well, they're very close at the moment, so my teammate does have a good chance of winning this race if he can stay with Placky. Myself as well, I'm going to get a free pit stop out of this, get to put on my fresh set of softs. I'm actually moving my wing down to 1.8 as going on to fresh softs at the end of the race. We really don't need the downforce. Actually, no, am I going to move it down? I might have changed it back just for reasons unknown to myself. We are going to lose out because I'm not, well, you know what Codemasters are like. Alex came in within a lap of when I'm pitting, so these guys are going to do nothing for 2 seconds even though they're touching the wheels, but whatever. We aren't actually, well, we're going to lose 1 place to AB Drazzy up front, but his softs are going to be I think pretty old. I think he did the 2 stops, so his softs are going to be at least 6-7 laps old at this point, and we have brand spanking new softs. And as we're getting ready for the safety car restart, I'm going to probably... Actually, no, I think I'll commentate over it, but I'll keep quiet for a little bit until something major happens.
What the fuck, just been tapped round? For fuck's sake, man. Okay.
So absolute calamities there for Alex as he got spun out by Daisy during the restart, and now we're going side by side with Daisy going into turn 1. He's on the mediums, we've got Drazzy up front on soft, so we're going to go around the outside of potentially both of them here as Drazzy runs wide, pushing us a bit too far wide for my liking as he managed to get the ball flowing through turn 2, so that's a position gain for him. We've only got 2 laps of racing left in this Grand Prix. Placky has made a massive getaway at the start, so it looks like he's going to be winning this race, provided he doesn't make any mistakes, which would be very uncharacteristic of him. We have a battle on for P2 at the moment, as that racing point up in front is still within reach, as a Renault actually is still within reach. Websy has moved his way up into P6, but has 8 seconds worth of penalties. I believe one is a 5-second penalty, which does get removed, but he still has 3 seconds to contend with, so he will be dropping pretty far down the order come the end of the race. Ourselves, we've got some work to do. We're saving our ERS a little bit on this lap because I want to have maximum attack come the final lap as another McLaren is spun and retired on track. No worry to us though, it doesn't give us any positions. I believe the Renault up front... Actually, I can't remember who the Renault up front is. But we're going to be focusing on Drazzy here, who's gone into AI mode for some reason. This is going to really slow us up through the final corner. It doesn't slow us up that much actually, but it was... made it a bit more awkward as he has the red light as we haven't even finished the penultimate lap. Our red light comes on now, and it's going to be side by side as we run down the main straight. Maybe going to 1-8 wings would have helped out a little bit more here, but going into the braking zone, he goes a little bit later, but we have the inside for the corner, so we're going to pitch him on the exit of turn 2, so leave him enough room so that we don't both spin out, and we get up into P4, and it's AMS Partick up in second, has a 5-second penalty. So at the moment, we are looking for a 3rd place finish, going from 5th to 14th, and then back up to 4th at the moment. But this could still change. Drazzy has a 3-second penalty, so as providing we don't get one, I think we've been pretty clean. I don't even think we've got any warnings this race. We are looking set, and my teammate would also benefit from Drazzy and Websy's penalties. So Alex looking good. We've recovered well, both the Alfa Romeos in this race. Unfortunately, it looks like Lorne is a bit too far out of reach at this point. He's a second ahead, but this is the last lap of the race. No more DRS zones to use, not that DRS was enabled. But we're still looking, it's going to be close for P3, as we, I think, get our second warning there, maybe our first, I'm not entirely sure. Pushing a little bit more, I knew that I could take that warning. You see Lorne up ahead was out of ERS, but it's not going to matter as it is the end of the race now. We've recovered to what is provisionally P3, barring any stewards' reviews. And yeah, well, it is P3. I don't know what on earth is going on with the standings. You can hear me and my teammate talk about it. So I'll leave you to listen to that, and I'll join you for the standings.
What? Fuck right up. Yeah, I've literally got no warnings either. Apart from one on the last lap. Yeah, fuck off. Lorne, lucky cunt. Chris, lucky cunt. Partick, lucky cunt. Daisy, you massive jip face. Alright, fucking hell. I'll take 3rd. Maybe 4th. Don't know if someone's getting a penalty removed. Wonder if he's going to apologise or blame me. I can probably tell which one it's going to be. Should have gone for it instead. Nice me. I would have lost places anyway. It's just that him hitting me, slumming around completely. I would have lost probably 3 places, but oh well. Fuck me. Daisy's robbed apparently. Feels bad. What do you mean Daisy's robbed? He just said he was robbed. Robbed of what? You would have got third place. Yeah, this game, holy shit. Alright, I'll take third from motherfucker. That's gonna be interesting who he invites to thing then. He just said he invite you to it. Right. Yeah, right, I shall.
So as you can see, after the race, unfortunately, we got put down back to P4 after the penalty got removed, which annoyed me at the time because I didn't think it was particularly consistent, but luckily we still scored some decent points over Websy, I believe 4 points in the end, which brings the gap down to 21 points at the moment with 5 races left. It should be doable. I think it definitely is doable. At the moment, still Chris and Daisy are in the fight for P2, but it's looking ever more like a 2-horse race between myself and Websy. Rest of the field is pretty close actually. Could be an intense battle on for 6th if Placky, Evo have some good results. They're obviously pretty quick, so it's going to be a close end to the season, I reckon. Going forwards onto the constructors now, and Mercedes have dropped even further back. We are currently dominating massively in Alfa Romeo. No one's really going to come close to us. It looks to be a pretty intense battle heating up, maybe for P3. Hopefully Renault and Ferrari and Racing Point could all get involved in that too. And yeah, maybe P7 has got a decent battle, but that's pretty much it. We'll just continue to hunt down second in the drivers, because that is sort of my goal. Just sort of like a recovery. I'll be very happy with P2, and I have the knowledge that it would have been a lot closer if the season had gone a bit differently and I hadn't have had to miss races, so on and so forth. But if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you all for more FTR content very soon.